Hi everyone, back here for another video. In this video, let's see if the K380 or the K380s is still worth using with the iPad now that we are in 2026. And the quick answer for me is yes. If you want to know all the reasons why, stay with me till the end of this video. I started my YouTube channel with this blue K380 keyboard, and as you see, it looks worn out with faded and shiny keys, and that is because I got this since 2017. In fact, I used this keyboard alone for maybe around 4 years before I got other keyboards, and before I got all these other K380 keyboards. Okay, so some are not mine, so don't think I'm a crazy person buying all the same keyboards, and I'm not sponsored by Logitech. This pink K380 is not mine. I borrowed this, but this was purchased around 2022. And this pink K380 still kind of looks cute. The keys are almost turning out to be shiny, but not as bad as the blue one. The white K380 seems to be okay. It hasn't turned yellow, at least not yet, but again, only time can tell. The Pebble Keys 2 K380s is the latest version of this keyboard, and I bought the black one and I borrowed the pink one. It looks the same as the older K380, but the K380s has a more matte finish keycaps, which I think will last longer without turning into shiny keycaps. The pink K380s has the same prints and again, still looking good. What is the same on the old K380 and the K380s is the iconic design of this keyboard, which are the round keycaps. The keycaps are smaller compared to other keyboards, so just take note of that. Here's a typing sound test on all these K380 and K380s keyboards. Others may not like the plasticky typing feel, but personally for me, I like the good typing feedback. It's soft and easy on my fingers, and I like that it's a bit quiet to type on. Again, this comes down to what is your preference, but for me, typing on this is totally fine. Now, using this with the iPad is like any other Bluetooth device. Connecting the K380 to the iPad will take a few seconds to load. It used to ask me to enter a code when pairing, but that seems to have disappeared now. What still shows is this warning that says, using this may affect Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity. I don't really notice any impact on any other device or the Wi-Fi, so maybe it impacts other types of devices. Connecting the K380s to the iPad, on the other hand, is faster, and my non-scientific guess is because this has the more latest Bluetooth version. I get here the code to enter to complete the pairing, and again, guys, do not forget to hit enter after typing in the digits. But even with the different Bluetooth versions, I do not notice any typing difference. There's no typing lag on the K380 nor on the K380s. But one big difference is that you can use the Logi Bolt with the K380s for a more stable connection that others may need. But for me, I'm all good with just the Bluetooth connection. So in 2026, is the K380 or the K380s is still worth to use with the iPad? And my answer is yes. First, because of the cheap price. I see both still being sold, at least here in Thailand and I guess in Asia. And with the price of around $30 to $40, it is a really good keyboard to use with the iPad. The one big thing I miss is the globe key. It is because I like using the keyboard shortcuts when doing multitasking on my iPad. But anyway, I have a workaround for this. I can change a key to make it work like the globe key. I can change this in the Modifier key settings where I will change the caps lock to work as the globe key. Then I can now use the keyboard shortcuts for multitasking. Like for example, I can now press caps lock, which is working as the globe key, along with option and arrow left or right to put an app into slide over. I can make a split screen by pressing on the caps lock plus control plus the arrow left and right. I can also make an app to change into a full screen by pressing on the caps lock, again working as the globe key, and then F. Or I can do caps lock plus A to show the dock. You can watch my other videos about the iPad multitasking to know more about this. However, the downside of this is I lose the option to do the caps lock. So I have to hold on the shift key to do caps lock. Not ideal, but it's a workaround. The older K380 has the globe key on the insert key, but this doesn't work for the iPad multitasking keyboard shortcuts. When I press function plus the insert or the globe key, what it will do is allow me to change the language if I use several languages on my iPad. But this key is not on the K380s. So to change the language in the K380s, I can use the caps lock key, but here I have to make sure in the hardware keyboard settings that this press for emoji is switched off. But no worries for K380s users, you can still easily access your emojis with the dedicated button here on the F8. Other great features for this $30 keyboard. This is a multi-device keyboard, so I can use this with my iPad, but also with other devices. I can also use this keyboard with my iPhone and my Samsung tablet or even on my Windows work laptop. And it automatically works on any operating system. This also has great battery life. Logitech claims the battery can last for 2 years, and yes, it can last that long, which I proved that on my old blue K380. This is also light and portable, and so I've been using this in the office and also when I travel. It is made of plastic, so it's light and easy to carry around, but that means we should not expect something premium. Again, this is just around $40. So hope this video helps if you're looking to get the Logitech K380s or the older K380 keyboard. Share your experiences in the comments section if you're one of the K380 users. And that's it. Thanks for watching.